Hey everyone, it's Jason again. My sister this morning asked me how I find places to go and visit and things of that sort. And while it's not a particularly interesting subject, it's really not, I figured why not share how I do this so that other people might be able to recommend ways to improve it. Because personally, I think I spend far too much time trying to find interesting places to go. So let's see how I do this. When I begin looking for places to go, generally what I do is I take out Google Maps. It's not the perfect mapping solution, but it is one of the better ones that are currently available, if not the best. And you can see that I've already got a bunch of pins on the map, and any pin that is a flag, that's a place that I want to go. Any pin that is a gray square, those are places I've already been. You can see that Ayumi and I have already been to a lot of places between Sendai and southern Kochi. And the suitcases, there are a few suitcases, those are immediate travel plans. And so that's the next place that Ayumi and I will be going. And you can see that with this map, I've got places all over the country, as far north as Wakkanai and the northern part of Japan, as well as the easternmost point over east of Nemuro. And then we've also got places going as far down as southern Kyushu. And I would love to go and visit Kyushu, visiting Miyazaki and Nagasaki and Kumamoto and whatnot. Now, Ayumi and I have recently moved. Until recently, we were living in the Tokyo area. We were over in Chiba Prefecture, and it was quite nice over there. However, I much prefer it over here in central Japan. And so now here we are, we're in Aichi Prefecture. Some of the things that I really enjoy about this part of the country, aside from the clean air, the cheaper food, the cheaper gas, the cheaper electricity, cheaper water, easier parking, cleaner roads, cleaner cities, nicer people, aside from all of that, what I really enjoy is the proximity to mountains, because there are mountains everywhere. We've got mountains all over Aichi, we got mountains up in Gifu, which is not too far away, it's just the next prefecture over. We've also got Shiga, which has the majority of Lake Biwa, which is just outside of Kyoto. And so there's a lot of beauty in this part of the country, and I really enjoy exploring it. So what I will do is, if I don't already have a place in mind to go, and I'm limited to a certain number of kilometers, for example, 200 kilometers, then what I will usually do is open the map and take a look to see if there is a grouping of flags, and then maybe I would like to go to that grouping of flags, because there's more than one place to go. It makes sense. Like, I don't want to ask Ayumi to be in the car for 6 or 7 hours if we're just going to one place and then coming home. That's not fair. But if we go to multiple places, then it's worthwhile and it's more interesting. So like here in Shiga, there are some wonderful places that I would love to go. They're not particularly wonderful to Ayumi, but these are good places to go if you enjoy taking pictures of your car with gorgeous backgrounds. And so I've got some places here. One of them is technically secret here in Japan, but of course, if you pay attention to the topography in the pictures, you can figure out where it is, and I was able to figure out where this one secret place is, so that's nice. But we can also see here that for the next trip that Ayumi and I go to, it's here, well, it's between Gifu and Shiga Prefecture, and it's quite nice. It is up in the mountains, as we can see, and what I really like is this place is called Machu Picchu in Gifu. It's a tea garden, it's a terraced tea garden. And looking at the pictures, it does look absolutely gorgeous. And so what I would like to do is come here with Ayumi so that we can explore this place. If there's not too many prohibitions, maybe we'll be able to take the drone out and get a picture like this. This picture here was taken on a mountain based on the proximity of this tree. But if we can get some nice pictures with the drone, get some nice footage with all the other cameras, like that would be absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure Ayumi would enjoy going here. The green would be wonderful for both of us. So yeah, this is something that I would really like us to go and see, and I'm sure it smells absolutely wonderful as well. I got a nice little heart If Ayumi's being nice, maybe she'll even sit right here real nice so I can take a good picture of her. No guarantees though. Taking pictures of a puppy dog is about as difficult as taking pictures of a young child sometimes. But this looks real nice. I'm looking forward to going to this place. And not too far from here, if we take the mountain road, we can also head over to this valley. And this valley is also absolutely gorgeous. There are a lot of places to stop, take pictures. Maybe my yellow car will be here with a nice background. If we are lucky, maybe we can get pictures of blue skies or fog. There's just a lot of good that comes from coming to these kinds of places, even if the itinerary doesn't quite turn out and all it does is rain, much like it did when Ayumi and I went to Shirakawa-go just a couple of days ago. So, and this looks absolutely wonderful. Look, we've got a path here that goes up to the mountain, and so as long as Ayumi and I can park the cars safely, I love seeing things like this because she and I can just get out, walk, and enjoy the beautiful scenery. So because parking is important, what I usually do is I take a look at the satellite images to see what we are up against when we go. And so for a lot of this, yeah, we are going to be going right into the mountain. We're going to be taking some very narrow roads, which I have no problem with. My car is nice and narrow. And oncoming traffic, that's doable. That's not an issue. But one of the other nice things is we have a parking lot. And so I know I can park my car safely here. It doesn't have to be on the side of the road where other cars may run into it, or I could receive a parking ticket if by chance a police officer is going by and I'm in a restricted parking zone, which all mountain roads are. So it's nice that we've got this kind of luxury here. And then we can see we've got a nice little path. Looking at the legend, the path is not too long. Maybe it's 400 or 500 meters in length, and so that's a good amount of space, or a good amount of run for the puppy dog and I. We can go, bring the drone, bring the cameras, and just enjoy it. I like that 5 rating. That's a good rating. And these are some nice pictures. And because this is a rather large parking lot, sometimes when Ayumi and I go to places like this, we do run into unofficial car shows. People are just enthusiasts get together with their cars and fill up a parking lot and show off their cars. It's absolutely wonderful. I enjoy those kinds of things. Everybody's always in a good mood. Cameras are out, people are smiling. Nowhere is there any negativity in that, so that's absolutely wonderful. I enjoy that. If I'm going to be looking for a brand new place, if I'm looking for new flags to put down, for example, usually what I'll do is I will take a look at a place that has no flags. So I can see here, for example, there are no flags here. And maybe that's for a good reason, maybe not. So let's get a little bit closer to Shizuoka, because there are a lot of gaps in the Shizuoka area. And Shizuoka is also absolutely gorgeous. You've got Mount Fuji not too far away, and you've got all these wonderful mountains. You've got tea farms as far as the eye can see somewhere, particularly around this area, the southern part of Shizuoka. You've just got tea farms everywhere. And so that's a wonderful place to go, particularly at the end of summer or early autumn, because everything is just so green. It's remarkable. So let's take a look and see if we can find something interesting here. Generally what I look for is I look at the shape of the road, because if I see something with a lot of twists and turns, then it's a mountain road, and that means it's going to be interesting. Well, hopefully it's going to be interesting. And in there, we might find, for example, waterfalls. And so here we've got Fukio Falls. And what else do we have? Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, so we've got Minami Alps Koen Sen. Okay, so this is the Southern Japanese Alps park line. Park line. It's sometimes difficult to go between English and Japanese. So this is pretty decent. I like this. But what's the condition of the road? Oh, this isn't looking good. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I've done worse. Okay, yeah, this is an important part of any research that I do. I always take a look at the condition of the road because sometimes the roads are completely ignored and this little bit is crumbling a bit. That's fine. That's just a little portion. But sometimes you've got entire sections of road that are just falling apart and collapsing. And in those situations, I'm not particularly keen on bringing Ayumi into the mountains. Because if I do stupid things myself, that's one thing, but I don't want to be responsible for ruining anybody else's life. And I know Ayumi's just a dog, but still. It wouldn't be fair if we got into an accident because I was doing something stupid. So, this actually looks pretty nice. I like this. But I'm not seeing anything interesting here. I'm not seeing waterfalls. I'm not seeing parks. We've got a nice little tollgate mark, but so I know there's not nothing here. See, this is nice. I know there's not nothing, but there's not much on the map itself. Now, this could mean a couple of things. It could mean that there is literally nothing to look at if you go here except for trees, and I have no problem looking at trees. But it could also mean that people just generally don't go here. And one thing that I've been looking forward to doing at some point in the near future, there's a place to stop. One thing that I would really like to do at some point is have some fun with the cameras and try and get better video of me driving the car and going with the top down and doing various things. Nothing dangerous, nothing stupid, just a silly little video. I like my car. It's small, it's happy, it's a wonderful little vehicle. I'd like to make a nice video with it. Not sure what the purpose of this parking lot is. Okay, so here we've got Shizuoka Prefecture, and you've got this is a forest. Of course, we can see it's a forest, but why would we stop? But it does look like there's a path there, and so that's nice. The car could come here, path can... There's the path. Prefectural parking lot. I can add that. I want to go. Here we go. And it looks like over here there's an observation deck. Here we go, an observation deck next to a road. Okay, but I didn't see that. Oops. I still don't see it, but if there's an observation deck looking over the valley, that would be nice. I didn't realize, and it might be new. I'm not sure when the satellite image was taken. I don't see a date. So I'm not sure when this was taken, but if there is a observation deck there now, then it's going to be relatively new, which means that the roads should be in decent condition as well. No pictures. Looks like a very foggy place. Interesting. Oh, I've never seen portable toilets as a landmark. Okay, but yeah, so we can see that there's a lot of, not a lot, there's a couple of things here that a person might be interested in looking at if they were to go up this particular road. And it does look like a nice toll gate. The one thing to be careful of is that a lot of times when you are in the mountains in the summertime, you are going to find cyclists who have just as much right on the road as the vehicles, and the roads are usually wide enough for a car. So that doesn't leave a lot of room for error if you're also sharing with cyclists. So by all means, you need to, if you do go, just pay attention to cyclists. But yeah, this looks like an interesting thing to do. But it would have to be a sunny day. Going on a rainy day or a cloudy day would not be wonderful. But that's essentially what it is. And once we get that done, then I can figure out the distance and how long it's going to take to get somewhere. So let's say I'm going to go from Nagoya. Of course, this is not where I live, but it's close enough. And so 3.5 hours, that avoiding the tolls. So 3.5 hours if I take the tolls. Wow, 6 hours if I don't take the toll. So based on the math, I would pay the toll, but that's a long way to go for that kind of road, or that kind of view. So probably won't be doing that anytime soon. And that's all there is to it. It's nothing special, it's nothing fancy. Open the map, throw a dart. Do I want to go, yes or no? That's all there is to it. But I have been doing this for about 8 months now, 9 months. So I do have hundreds of places that I would like to go and visit with the puppy dog. I'm hoping that at some point we can go and visit all 47 prefectures of Japan. I'd also love at some point to take the car over to South Korea. It's not going to be an easy thing, but I'd like to do that. In addition to Google Maps, I also make use of the Japanese Meteorological Agency's website, which is good for weather. It allows me to know generally whether we're going to have sun or cloud or wind or things of that sort. Unless you're going deep into the mountains, then it is no more accurate or inaccurate than any other weather service. But how do you plan road trips? Do you do something similar to this? Do you get magazines? Do you just go on travel websites? I'd like to hear some ideas. Generally, I'm not very interested in going to the very touristy places such as Kyoto and Tokyo and Osaka and whatnot. I'm much more interested in what's outside of those cities. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy being with people sometimes, but I enjoy doing things my own pace without feeling like I'm in somebody else's way. So if you do have recommendations on how I can simplify this process, maybe make it a little more streamlined so that I'm not just pecking, so to speak, leave a comment. Let me know what you do, and if it works for you, maybe it'll work for me too. So yeah, any suggestions are appreciated. But on that note, I'm not going to use any more of your time. I will see you next time.